Elizabeth Belua is here. Hi, Eli. Good morning.
Good morning, Christy.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You look blissful this morning.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm blushing now. Let me adjust.
You look like a bank manager. I must say.
Oh my God! Really,
but
thank you.
I really like your outfit.
Thank
You know, I was going through something very interesting yesterday, and thank God lights are back.
Oh, no.
I read something on social media. It's by Nelson Mandela. He said, the best way to hide something from an African is to put it inside a book.
Cameroonian, no. Yeah, I'll narrow it down to Cameroonian.
It was for Africa. He said the best way to hide something from an African is to put it inside a book. But it applies to Cameroon because in Cameroon we don't read. And that's true, you know, people don't take time to read. Africans in general, we don't read at all. Because I believe that where your legs can take you, your mind can take you there. Through reading, when you study so much. Then I remember the fun that I think it was a Reverend Father that told us. He said a man came to his office one time and the man said he wants to be rich. So the Reverend Father put 100,000 francs inside the Bible and gave that man. That man was so angry. That Reverend Father, I'm telling you I want to be rich and you're giving me the Bible. The man said, this is what I have for you. He says he wants to start up a business. This is what I have for you. Take it. And I was like, what?
Day in, day out.
So I have to be reading this Bible day in, day out. How is that going to help me? And when the man got angry and says that he wants to leave, the Reverend Father said, no, sit down, open that Bible. The man opened it, flipped the pages, and at one point he saw 100,000 francs.
He should be ashamed of himself.
And the Reverend Father said that I wanted you to take this Bible and read it. Because in as much as you have this money, but you need to read to apply your knowledge. So I was so inspired yesterday about reading, and there's a book you always say that all Cameroonian youths need to read. I think you said it's Think
and Grow Rich
Think
by
and
Napoleon
Grow
Hill.
Rich. Yes, I think.
I mean, it gives you 13 steps to acquire wealth and riches.
Yeah. So I was really inspired on reading.
There are certain skills that you need to have.
Reading so much.
If you have to succeed in business, and if you look at all those who are succeeding in every field, they have those skills. It is important. So in as much as some people inherit in Cameroon here, some people inherit riches. By the end of the day, it will not be sustainable if you have to sustain an empire. There are certain skills that you need to have.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely. So it's very important. Just imagine Bill Gates. If you take away Bill Gates' knowledge of computers, is he going to be rich? You
know, Bill Gates has 100 billion US dollars.
Yeah, so he's
that's
not
his
going
net worth.
Yeah, he's not going to be rich. If you take away that's what they call specialized knowledge. So in that's just one of them. If you have to be rich, if you want to be rich, you must have specialized knowledge in a field. You should be able to dive into a particular subject that you know the ins and the outs. That's how you beat competition in society. So everyone is referring to you. Everybody is referring to you. So that's one of the principles.
Well, that was nice. Now today we're going to talk about something very
So that
sensitive.
was not what we're talking about today.
No, that's not what we're talking about. I just told you what I read.
Oh my God.
You know, today I want us to talk on the caption, be careful about who you trust.
Okay.
Not everybody who smiles at you is your friend.
All right. That's
you
good.
know, the society today, we have fake people everywhere. And
yeah, there are more fake people than
you know that people who trust most get hurt.
That's why sometimes people take time to trust.
People, like yesterday we were talking about taking your time.
It's very similar to what we talked about yesterday.
Getting into relationships. So we should take our time in trusting people, because trust is not spoken. Trust is not bought. Trust is earned. And it is earned in the character you portray. You can't have a character that is not trustworthy and you expect people to trust you. Even if you talk about it, but if you don't practice being a trustworthy person, nobody will trust you. No matter how much you say out there, because people look in at your actions. People look at what you do, not even what you say. So we should learn how to trust people by their actions. That is why I always tell people that you have to stop telling people everything about you. Tell them what they need to know. You know, there are some people that, especially in relationships, when something happens, tell the person what that person needs to know. There are some people who go out of the boundary. You say what that person is not supposed to know. Remember that whatever you tell somebody, the person can either defend you in public or put a shame on you. So whatever you're telling somebody about yourself, be careful what you tell people about yourself.
Yeah, not only that, about even the things that you are engaged in. You know, there's a saying that share your plans with the world, but do it first, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Share your plans with the world, but do it first. So don't just come and say, put in your page, I want to do this.
Yeah, you know,
just do it and then you tell them that I have done this, rather than saying that I want to do this. You have not even done it. Say I want to do this. Just share your plans with the world, but do it first.
That is why they say, walk in silence, let success make the noise. But people now walk in public and the success is not making any noise.
And so you begin to have challenges that you don't even need to have at that point. You know, you need to have now. You start telling lies to meet up. People start meeting you on the road and say, but how about this project
about
that you said you're going to do? You start telling unnecessary lies and all that. So it's really, really important.
Yeah, it's really important for us to know our limits in what we are doing, and don't trust anybody too much than you trust yourself. Because do you know that even your shadow leaves you when places are dark? Your own shadow, it leaves you. I'm telling you, just switch off all the lights in your room, you won't see your shadow again. It's left you. So that's to tell you that nobody in this world is there permanent except God.
Okay, that's good.
So we should know our limits, because there are relationships that are broken down, there are businesses, families that are crumbling today because people took things that are not meant for the outsider to the outsider.
That's a good one. It's very important. Trust is important.
Trust is important.
In every relationship, it has a huge role to play, and it decides the success or the failure of that relationship. So if you have to do business, you have to do business with somebody that you trust.
Of course.
You want to do business with a business partner you don't trust. You have to get married. You have to get married to somebody that you truly trust. And even in a simple friendship, you have to trust your friend enough sometimes, because friendships, people share a lot of things, and you should be able to trust that person.
You know, the foundation,
with whatever information you're sharing.
You know, the foundation of every relationship is trust.
Yeah, definitely.
Not even trust, love, as people think, is trust.
Because sometimes when that trust is broken, the love expires. The love just withers somehow, you know.
You know, they say when trust is broken, sorry means nothing. When you break that trust that person gave you, you know, there are some people who are very open-minded. You have people who sit with you and tell you this is what is happening, and they pour out their soul to you, and you're just there saying, okay, just tell me, I will use it against you. Oh, you don't even know who you're talking to. And at the end of the day, you see that what you have done to that person, even if that person knows more, the person can't tell you, because you're not trustworthy. We should all be trustful people.
Yeah, my general advice to people would be, get to know people before you start opening to them.
Yeah, get to know somebody.
Intimate things about
because
yourself.
The person who smiles at you is the person who can definitely kill you.
Yeah, so get to know people first. That is the truth. Get to know people first before you really let them in on your things. Don't just go about telling people your things. They are your things. So
and the social media now, with the competition we have in the world, is really causing so much havoc.
Yeah.
You're here and you have I had a friend who was traveling to America when we left Lower Seat. That guy's visa is in a month's time, but he was already on social media. I'm my town, you know. And there was one day he really got me angry. We were in a meeting, and he said, "Oh, please, I want to go and close my window. It's winter in America." I was so angry. I said, "Are you stupid? People are talking about very important things. You're telling us you want to go and close your window. Who doesn't have a window?" No, guys, please, I'm going to close my window. I was so angry. You know, he let the world know everything about him before time.
And social, I don't know, sometimes I even go through a post on social media. You know, you have received an email from somebody, you copy.
And you put it.
Those are things I will not do, seriously. it's kind of weird. It sounds weird to me when I just go through. I'm like, okay, good for you, but I mean, these are kind of things I cannot post on social media.
You know, confidential
or screenshot
people, yeah.
Conversations. That might have to do with probably some people are into some kind of businesses that they need to use that to promote themselves, but that's probably a good way. But when it comes to like personal conversations and all that, it's not all personal emails on people. It's not really my thing.
Is on
share,
social media.
Yeah, I'd rather rephrase those things and just do a post about them than to go and do screenshots and all those things.
Christy, I've noticed that the most successful people in the world are very confidential. You know little or nothing about them.
Yeah.
Aside what they want you to know.
Yeah. That reminds me. There's this girl that does a show, Pamela Happy. The funny thing is that I don't know if it's about Cameroonian celebrities, but I just went online trying to do more research about her, but I literally found like the only thing I found was just her show, everything, but it was nothing else that I was even trying to do her educational background and everything. It was literally not there, and that's somebody that is out there. She's been doing her show since 2015. Somebody else, you hear like little scandals here and there.
Yeah,
she has done something bad, she's here. But there's nothing for somebody who has done so much work for over the past like 6 years in the country. You will not hear any like negative news about her. There's really nothing. But others in the industry, they are trending for
like every day they have
worst
something
kind of stories and everything. So it's really it was really nice knowing that there's somebody who is still together.
You have to be confined in your zone. There's some things that the world needs not to know about you. As humans, not everybody like see this person. I know everything.
Yeah, there are actors who are so private. They are
there are people who are so private.
They are in the showbiz. They say you're in showbiz, but you still have your private life. You don't know your wife. You don't know your husband. But they are married. They like to keep that part of their lives very, very private. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. So Eli, looks like you haven't digested everything you're about to say, but we have come to the end of the program.
I have.
You have digested, that's good.
I have.
All right, so as usual, I know this is your best time.
This is my glorious moment.
Really?
Of course.
Okay, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to give you an award for always closing the show.
Of course. By the end of the year, I'll get wrap-up award.
A wrap-up award, that's good. All right, thank you so much. We had a nice time today. Had a very interesting guest.
We had interesting guests today.
All right. And that's a wrap for today's edition.